centre, nice. And centre, lift the toes, let the feet separate, the toes separate, have the weight, a little bit of a sway from side to side. And then back and forwards. Lovely. And then let's do a little circle with the head, warming up the neck. So I want to work a lot with the glutes today, but not just the glutes. Well, the glutes are split up, change direction. So you've got your glutes at the bottom and at the top, really. So your medium and your maximum. And then let's look right and left. Breathing in, breathing out. Think again of drawing that tummy in, so you're creating tension in the abdomen, and we're engaging those core muscles, helping us stand tall, shoulders are back and down. And back to centre, let's take the ear to shoulder and change. So often when we walk or we run, especially any of you who are doing running, we tend to always use our hamstrings, the backs of the legs, and not use the glutes. So we're going to do a few exercises that are going to help really isolate and strengthen the glutes, so we can work the body properly, but it also is going to really help with your spine. Hold here, grab the ear, lengthen up and tip over and stretch. So always maintenance for the spine. If we've got good glutes, stretched legs, flexible hips, then we should avoid any back pain. That's the main thing, that's what we want. Let's rotate, look down, gentle pressure with the fingers. Keep breathing. And back to centre, ear to shoulder. Again, we grab, we lengthen, tip over, stretch that other hand. Oh, another person joining. Hello, Jill, just join in. We're just warming up. Rotate down. I think you're on mute. I will check. You should be able to, otherwise we'll be able to hear you. Let's come back to centre. Lovely. Feet a little bit wider. Take the hand, slide down the leg. And up. And again, make this bigger or smaller depending on how your back feels. Get a nice stretch. And if you need support, you can have your hand on your waist and help support. I'm going to take it up a level. I'm going to take the hands to the temples. So nice, as if you're leaning between two panes of glass. So you just completely tip side to side. There's no rotating. Lovely. Adding on again. Reach with the top arm. Calm back. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, centre. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, centre. Can we do both arms? Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, centre. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, centre. Let's breathe in and hold. Not the breath, just the movement. Keep breathing. Squeeze the tummy. If you need to take it down, or add an arm, whatever works for you. Let's push into that hip a little bit as well. Push the hips, get a real bend in that body. Let's switch sides. Up, tip, reach, 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 reach. Then push those hips. Lovely. One more breath. And release. Lovely. Let's warm up these shoulders. Circling them back. So shoulders up, back, down. Nice big movements. And then let's create circles with the elbows. So draw me a circle with your elbows. Again, try and get them together, get them up, get them back. And we're trying to keep the ribs down, so we're not lifting up the chest. The chest stays down, it's just the arms. Lovely. Give me 4 circles, reaching back for 2. For 3, 4, give you 4 more. And then we're going to do shoulder circles forward. Start again. Let's bring the feet back underneath us. Forgot about that. Squeeze back and up and forward and back. Up and forward and again. Lovely. Let's go with the elbows. Elbow circles. Keep those ribs down. So it's always thinking about drawing your ribs down towards your hips. It's the same feeling we want when we're lying down as well. Let's do 4 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a cross of the arms. Slight bend in the knees. We're going to rotate. Keep those hips forward. Breathing in. Breathe out. Centre. Breathe in. Rotate. Breathe out. Centre. Breathe in, rotate. Breathe out, centre. Every time you breathe out, squeeze the tummy. Let's add a reach. So you're squeezing the tummy. Zip up that pelvic floor. Give it a squeeze. Breathe in, reach and twist. And centre. Breathe in, reach and twist. And centre. One more. Keep those hips forward, lovely. And release. Arms in at the waist. Nice L shape. Tight with those elbows and open. Feel the chest open. Squeeze the shoulders back. Reach with those thumbs. Breathe. In and out. In through the nose. Really use the diaphragm on the breath. So you're not just breathing from the throat, but you're breathing from the tummy. One more. Then we're going to add a reach. Breathe in. Reach on the way back. Squeeze your elbows in like you're squeezing a balloon and trying to burst it. Breathe in, breathe, and reach. Breathe out, and close. One more. Lovely. Give me a circle with the wrists. And get these wrists warm up. A little bit of work on all fours as usual. Other way. And then flick them up and down. And then we're going to leave them up, make a fist, take them down, take them to the side, and release. Twist to the sides, get a really nice stretch in the forearm, and release, and twist, and release. One more. Bring the hands together, give me a figure of 8. Lovely. And then we're going to stretch, flex those fingers, and push. And reverse. And again, stretch and reverse and push up. Stretch, you can let your shoulders lift. Breathe in, breathe out, reverse it. Hands back to the hands to me. Round the shoulders, feel them separate, tucking in the chin. And release, lovely. Okay, I'm going to come to the edge of my mat. Once I've done a few of these, I'm going to flip my camera so you can see all of my mat and me on the floor. But imagine you have a wall behind you, you're peeling yourself off of the wall. And again, any lower back issues, it's not going to hurt to just sort of come to here. Always adapt, that's fine. You don't want to be hanging right down and bending over if you've got any back problems. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Take your head off that imaginary wall, tuck the chin in, round the shoulders, scoop the tummy. And then you can start to roll down. Again, you can have your knees bent if your legs are tight. Let your hands take some weight, slowly bend. Work however you want to. Keep the weight in the front of the toes, neck is relaxed, breath in at the bottom. Breathe out, uncurl, squeeze the tummy. Feel your arms really heavy like a rag doll. Rib cage back on that imaginary wall, then shoulders, then head. Let's go again. Breathe in. Breathe out, tuck the chin in. You can close the eyes if you want, just to give a bit of a challenge. Really pull the tummy in, feel those shoulders rounding. Imagine that wall, so you're keeping your bottom on the wall, neck is relaxed. Breath in, breathe out, let's curl back up. I'm going to move my camera, you continue with that. There we go. Right, let's roll down again. Next time we'll come all the way down. Keep the feet tucked in and we just sit back. Hands here, just a little press into those feet, stretching out the feet. And release the feet, sit back. Hands behind, shoulders relaxed, head down, child pose. Now let's bring the hands up. Let's come into our tabletop position. And we want our hands underneath our shoulders, hips underneath our knees. Try not to be too far back or too far forward. You're really in a box shape. And you've got a nice square here. Shoulders back, lengthen the neck. So you think like a tortoise coming out of its shell, really lengthen. We're going to tuck and tilt the lower back. Tuck and tilt, pull the belly in, press on the hands, and then let the head gently tuck under. Then reverse. So feel from the tip of your head to the tailbone is lengthening. Push the shoulders back away from the ears. Stretch the chest, stretch the tummy, stretch all the muscles between the ribs and round. Tuck that tummy in. Pull the back up, press into the hands, look underneath. Let's move with breath. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathe out. And again, if your back is particularly curved, then don't press so hard with the arch. Just feel yourself lengthening. You know, don't over drop that back and push down. One more. Let's sit back. This time, knees open. Let's push the hands forward. Let's stretch forward. Tucking the toes under. I want to push up, lift the chest onto the knees, so kind of like a half down dog. And just think of pushing the chest down for a moment, separating the fingers, middle finger pointing forward, pushing that chest down towards your knees. Can we straighten one leg and push the heel down and release, bend. Straighten the other leg and then bend, then try and straighten both legs and have a little pad through the feet. Push both heels down, squeeze the tummy in, breathe. One more. Hands, knees down even. Release the feet. Let's give these wrists a little stretch. Lovely. So I'm doing a little shoulder opener twist. Get the hip open and then we're going to work the hip. So we are going to, if I'm facing you this way, you're going to take your right leg out to the side and then you're going to open up the same hand. So we're opening up, getting a nice open and have a little thread through. So a bit of a rotation, open up and you can reach back as far as you're comfortable with and thread through. This arm stays straight, open up, reach back, keep this away from the chin. Again, if your head prefers to stay here, that's fine. You're feeling that leg lengthen. Each time you rotate and push, you can push down a bit more, breathe into it. Try and get this arm back, open that chest. And out. And in. And out. One more. And back to centre. What I want to do is, we're going to lift this leg now. So normally, it's called a fire hydrant because it's like a dog that would wee up a fire hydrant. That's why I call it that. What a lovely name. But what I want to try and do is, with a straight leg, so again we're really working into this glute. So options, if it's too much, keep the leg bent. But what I want to try and do, as we've just been in that position, is lift the leg. So it is difficult because our hips are not used to doing this. But one thing I want to try and just give you as a tip, you don't want to be rotating the body. There's no point in getting the leg up and rotating the body. The hips have got to be down and it's a small lift. It is really going to get right in there. And if that's really uncomfortable, bend the knee and just do the leg like this, okay? I've got more space, so I'm going to do this way. And let's go for 8. 1, 2, try and keep really on all fours. 3, nice 4-point position. Don't sort of go into a really lean over onto this right knee. 4, squeeze the tummy. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lovely stuff. We're going to change sides. So we're going to first of all stretch the leg, stretch the chest, other arm out, other leg out even. Nice 4 points and open up, thread it through. Breathe in, breathe out, rotate, thread it through. Feeling the stretch in that leg. Wonderful. Three more. Lovely. 2 and 1. Good. You can stay facing where you are. I'm just giving myself more room. So important, really start with a nice 4-point tabletop, that's what we want. Then the leg extends out. Try not to shift too much to the other side. We're trying to stay as we are and really use that muscle. Let's do 8. Shoulders back, tummy in. 1. Even an inch lift is fine. Again, if you don't like it, bend the leg. 2. You'll still work the muscle with the leg bent, but it's not as intense on that hip. 3. 4. 4 more. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Lovely. Let's sit back. Open the knees. Lovely. Okay, so I want to come onto our side and so I'm going to lie onto my side, onto my elbow. I've got my top leg straight and this the other knee bent, and I'm going to open up. And again, it's like I'm lifting up here. We're going to do the same exercise. If you've got a wooden floor, you might want to lean, give a bit of cushion into that elbow. We're lifting up here, and then we're going to rotate through. So a little bit more weight into the shoulder, and we're lifting up and rotating through. Lift up. So we normally do this with the knee, the hip opener. I'm doing something different today because we've just done some glute work, so we don't want to overwork the glutes. Lovely. Release. If you want to, what I want to try and do is take it up a level, so we're lifting the hip up. Same thing, really lift up here, and as you curl under, you try and lift up even more. So just 8 of these. Lift, rotate. Again, keep your hips down if this is too much in that shoulder. Rotate, breathe in and out, and in and out. For the last 4, can we lift the leg? Lift up and out and in and out. Last 2, in and out. Last 1. Lovely, relax. So that was just giving us that little bit of work into that leg as well. We switch sides. We'll just say a little bit less intense. Okay, so we've got the leg on top because we're going to lift it halfway through, but just to start with, lift up underneath, nice and strong in the arm, open up. Open the chest. Rotate. So you're working your core here because we're getting a rotation, working these oblique muscles in the side. You're also getting some nice rotation in the spine, strengthening the shoulder. Squeeze the tummy. A lot going on here. 4 more. Use the breath. 3. Stretch the arms, stretch the fingers. You give everything a little workout here. Last 2. Last 1. We've got another set. Either here or we can lift the hip up. We're going to lift that leg at some point, so make sure you've got the space. Lift the hips, make sure this is really lifted. Squeeze underneath, lift up and rotate and up and rotate and up and rotate. 1 more without the leg. Again, the leg is optional, but if you want to, can we lift that leg? Lift up and again. We've got 2 more. The leg really suddenly challenges the balance as well. 1 more. Release. Lovely. Let's just come to sitting on our bottoms. Hands just down. Feet and knees together. Have a little sway side to side. Release the back. Release the waist. Release and hold. What I want to do now is separate the feet a little bit. Take your hands round towards the side. So what we're doing is trying to get this hip round trying to twist it round, and you're trying to turn around the back as much as you can. The more you separate the legs, the more stretch, the more tense. If you start to push that leg back and twist more, so you just got to listen to your body, don't force it. It's a lovely stretch for your hip flexor, nice stretch for the spine. We can lower down into it if that suits. Wonderful, let's come back to centre. Let's just do a few little waves before we go to the other side. So feet here, little roll, side to side, it just releases the back. Let's go over to the other side, hold here. Separate the feet a little bit. Hands, twist behind and put them down. So if you want to separate, press that leg back a bit more. Twist a bit more. And maybe lay down into it if that suits. Breathing in. One more breath. Lovely. Bring the legs round. Let's sit ourselves into feet hip width apart. We're going to hold the knees, we're going to pull ourselves up nice and tall. So we have a C curve, there's a curve, an S curve, a curve at the back of the neck, curve at the base of the spine, so your spine is in its natural S curve shape. And we lift up, really trying to lift the chest, lengthen the spine, like from the top of the head, like an imaginary thread is pulling you up, shoulders back. Breathe in, breathe out. You become a C curve. Breathe in, back to your S. So think, even though we're sitting down, you're still tucking and tilting, tuck and tilt the pelvis, as if you were trying to lift up. Keep those toes firmly in the floor so we don't use the legs. Tuck and tilt, breathing in. Then we can take the hands off if you want and start to try and use the body, the tummy. Take it back and hold. Wherever you're comfortable with, lift one arm up and lower. Keep the toes firmly down. Lift up and lower. And lift and lower. Keep squeezing. A little bit of shaking is a good thing, that's fine. Can we take it up to double arms for the last few? Lifting up and down. In. 2 more. Squeeze those abdominals, squeeze that pelvic floor. Pull back up again and relax. We can just relax down. Similar-ish move. This time legs are straight. We're going to have the hands on the floor and we're going to create that C curve again, so you're a little bit leaned back. If this is really too much, hands will give you some support if you find that easier. Alternatively, you could come to the elbows, but some people then find their back isn't comfortable. So we're trying to hold here, but you've got your options if you want. We're going to lift the legs. So C curve, here we go, right leg lift. And lower, left leg lift. Really feel that leg lengthen and lift. Squeeze the tummy, pull it in. Lovely, lift. And lower, and lift, and lower. Lift. Can we lift and give me a circle? 1. Right leg clockwise. 3, 4, 5. This is totally still. Reverse your circle. 1. Squeeze that tummy. Zip up that pelvic floor. Should feel this. And again. You guys have to work harder when I'm doing it on Zoom because I haven't got time to sort of walk around so much. So you just got to go full pelt into the routine and reverse. So do break if you need to. And release, lift up again. And just relax over. Feeling a little bit of a stretch in those legs. Lovely, okay. So, having the feet hip width apart and in line with your sitting bones, so they're not wide. And then we're slowly going to roll yourself down and bring your feet quite close to your bottom. So we're going to do our usual imprint of the spine. We're going to do a few here, and then I'm going to do a bridge today in a different way. We're going to stagger the feet, as in one's going to be slightly further forward than the other, and we're going to lift one foot up, and then we'll swap. It just means you're really working one side more than the other, and you're really going to help balance things out. And again, we're going to really work into these glute muscles that we want. But for now, let's just do our breath. Let's get ourselves ready. I lengthen my hands up the back of my neck, so my neck is long, chin is tucked in, shoulders down, hands here. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. So currently we have a little gap under our back because we're in neutral, so our spine is in the S curve again. We have the gap under the back of the neck and the gap underneath the back. We're going to create the C curve as much as you can, so you just tuck and tilt and imprint the spine. So the abs have to be pulled in to push the back in the floor, which stretches the back. Nice stretch. So try not to push on your feet, but feel your back is pressing into the floor and you're trying to lift your tailbone right up into the air, pressing your ribs into the floor. Again, light feet, light hands. Let your spine and your tummy do all the work. So it's like your spine is heavy, made of lead. Lovely. Whilst just holding here for a few more breaths. Every out breath, squeeze in tighter. Zip the pelvic floor muscles up like you're holding a weed. Really tight. One more squeeze. And release back into neutral. So this time we're just going to do a few normal bridges, and then we're going to swap the feet about. So breathe in, nice big breath, nice big gap. Breathe out, flatten the back, tuck and tilt, and start to peel your tailbone off the floor. So the vertebra lift off one at a time, then the ribs start to come off. Keep your last rib down. And let's have the hands here. So we're really bending the arms, wedging those elbows into the floor, and that's going to stop us overarching and lifting up too much. Keeping your ribs into the floor, and we squeeze with the bum. Lean onto the ball of the foot so that the knees and the legs engage and they go straight up rather than falling to the side. Try to remember all of that. Take a breath in and roll down. Again, think of your spine like a string of pearls. Each vertebra touches down. You've got to tuck and tilt right in the air to get that last bit of spine down before the tailbone, otherwise you'll land with an arch in the back, which is what we don't want. We want to land in a C curve. Breathe in, breathe out, curl up. Squeeze the bottom, lengthen the neck. Like when we're doing our warm-up, think of your ribs drawing down towards your hips, so you're almost crunching, like doing an ab crunch. That's how we want to be. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, curl down. Right, take our right foot, step it slightly in front of the left, not too far. Lift the whole foot so it's flexed, so it's just the heel on the floor. And then we're going to breathe in, breathe out, curl, tuck, tilt, peel, off. So we're really isolating specific muscles here. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, roll, tuck and tilt back down. Continue, breathe in, breathe out, tuck, tilt, peel off, squeeze. So you should feel this more in your bottom than in your hamstring, which is what you would think if you're lengthening that leg out. It's the way the leg is, the foot and everything. Again, if you do something, you get cramp, put the foot down, bring it back in, rest it. Let's try with this. Really think of that spine, C shape, curling it up. Breathe in, curl it down, C shape. Let's do two more, then we're going to switch legs. Keep the neck long, chin tucked in. Rest the foot, bring it back in. We're going to step the left foot forward, flex that foot up, shoulders down, neck is long, breathe in, breathe out, flatten the back, curl it up, lift, up, 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 squeeze. Breathe in at the top, tuck and tilt and roll down. Try not to let the chin go up in the air, breathe in, breathe out, curl up. Squeeze the bottom, nice and level here. Ribs drawing down, knees pulling that way, breathe in at the top, roll down, and again. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in at the top, roll down, tuck and tilt. Fantastic. 4 more. Hang in there, people. We can do this. Lift up, squeeze, lengthen. Roll down. Don't grip with those toes. Breathe in, breathe out, lift up. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, roll down. We've got 1 more. Breathe in, breathe out, roll down and relax. Lovely. Let's bring 1 knee in and just give it a roll around and then roll it the other way. And then place that foot down, bring the other knee in, roll it around and the other way. Lovely. Let's give our hamstrings a little bit of a break as well. So bring your right knee in. We're going to flex the foot, lengthen it up, point, relax, flex. Push the heel up, point and relax. If your heel is more over there, that's fine. Just try and lengthen the leg. We're flexing, we're flossing our sciatic nerve while doing this, and we're getting a nice little stretch in those hamstrings, giving them a release as we've just been, they've been in that tense position. 1 more. And hold. Just circle the foot, release the ankle. And then the other way. And then try and lengthen that leg, straighten it as much as you can, keeping in neutral so you don't imprint the spine, otherwise that's going to aid your stretch. You can grab trousers if you want. You can normally just keep your leg in the air, but if you've got something nearby, you can lean on it, like a, you know, the bed or a chair or whatever. That's always useful if you're at home, or if you can reach your leg, wonderful, pull on that. Take it diagonally across slightly. Let's release. Lovely. We're going to switch sides. Left knee in. Flex the foot. Push it up. Point and lower. Flex. Straighten. Point and lower. It's really trying to get it on that flex. Push it up. You almost feel a bit of a sort of pins and needles sort of feeling down the back of your leg. I do. That is that sciatic nerve running all the way down that leg. I feel it in my heels. But it's good. Nice little stretch. Let's take that foot up, hold it here, just circle the foot. 1, again, keep in neutral, don't imprint the spine. Reverse the other way. And 2, and 3, and 4, and relax, and just try and straighten that leg. Toes towards the face a little if you can. Again, rest it where you need, pull on your trousers, pull on your leg, wherever you can to feel a stretch. Breathe into it. It's a big muscles. Take it diagonally across slightly, feeling it in that IT band down the side of the leg. Wonderful. And release. Okay. We are going to work the core and the tummy. So keep in neutral for the moment. Neck is long, hands are down, and you're just going to do a knee fold. So you pick the leg up and your knee stays here. So if your hand is above your hip, that's where like your imaginary wall is. So you don't want to bring your knees in. They come up to there and lower. And think when you're lifting that leg, squeeze your leg, squeeze your bum, squeeze the glute. And lower it. Feel the muscles working that you're using to lift that leg. And everything is really still. Neck is long. And if you can really sort of point those ankles and toes. Just mindful of cramp. Sometimes if you're not used to pointing your feet like that. And feel as you're lowering the leg, you're squeezing your tummy. Kind of take it up a level, we're going to build. So, arms up if you want, shoulders stay into the floor, don't overreach, keep them heavy. Lift here, neck is long, so we're nice and still. What I'm going to do is as my leg comes up, I'm going to take, as my leg goes down, my arm's going to go down. That doesn't make sense. As my leg goes up, my arm goes back. I didn't think that made sense. So you move together like a puppet on a string. Your arm is pulling your leg. But again, don't pull that leg into the chest. and low. So a bit of coordination, keep the leg long. To be honest, don't worry too much, just get those arms and legs moving. So this is a single leg lift or a knee fold. The spine can stay neutral for this. When we start to lift double legs, which I want to do in a minute, we've got to imprint the spine. If your spine isn't imprinted, your back is doing the work, and it just means you're not working your abdominals. So you're going to be straining the back and not working the abs, getting the desired effect. So it's really important to work at a lower level rather than a higher level and get it bad technique. Relax. Okay, so let's bring the tummy in, flatten the back into the floor. So like we did our bridge, really flatten the back. Now lift one leg. Can you lift the other leg? So it's really important to keep this. If you feel the back starting to arch and lift, again like that, all I'm doing is now is really working the muscles in my back. So you've got to be here and then it should be shaking here. If you need to, just rest for a second, come back in and start again. And have the arms up, and we're going to do right leg tap down, right arm go back, and bring back to centre, left arm, left leg. So as you're doing this, as that leg's going down, again you don't have to touch the floor, could just be a small pedal, just push slightly. If the further you take your leg, the more likely you are to lose your shake. I can feel myself as I do that, my leg shakes even more. You could always take the arms out as well if you wanted to, but when you come back, squeeze, pull the tummy in. Let's do 3 more here. 1, breathe in as you lengthen. 2, 3, rest for a moment. We're going to continue with that. So again, you could do your legs, you could do the arms down if you want, or you can have the feet down and be picking them up, or this time, instead of tapping with a bent leg, I want to straighten the leg, so it's adding a little bit more weight. I'm still only straightening to the corners, I'm not taking it down to the floor. Same thing, same arm as leg. Pull the tummy in, so you're like a dead bug. Lengthen right leg, left, oh my god, you know what I'm doing. Right arm, right leg. I don't know why that's so hard to say. But as you're lengthening, push the lower back in the floor. You can hear the shake in my voice. It should be that hard. If it's not, you're not imprinting. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, return. Press that back in the floor. Zip that pelvic floor. Squeeze the tummy. One more. Lengthen the neck as well. And release. We're going to do one more set. I'm going to do double arms, double legs. So I have really progressed this pretty quick. So you stay at your own level, and then only come up to this level if you can control it, just for the last 8. It's either opposites, as in arms and legs, or we're doing arms go back, but legs only really to here. So don't take your legs down to the floor because you'll definitely overarch. I never particularly like taking the legs down like that. So singles or doubles, here we go. Breathe in. And out. Really slow and controlled. Feel those legs, feel your bottom squeezing to bring those knees back in, and your tummy. Breathe in. Breathe in. 4 more. 3. Press the back in the floor. 2. Zip up the pelvic floor. 1 more. Ooh, well done. Oh, keep that right knee in, lengthen that left leg away. Wonderful, wonderful. We're doing well for time, you know. It's not going as quick as I thought. Get your breath back. So the knee we're pulling in, really pull it in. Keeping neutral, little gap in the back. Lengthen that other leg away as we're trying to touch the wall, so you're feeling a nice stretch in that hip flexor. After all the legs being like this, we want to stretch that out. Just a release, stretch. The knee you've got in, pull it across you, but don't let the hip lift. Keep it low for a moment. We are going to roll in a minute, so make sure you've got space to roll over. So I have space. So what I'm going to do is, right leg is in, right hand out, and then use the left hand to roll. Look to the right. Keep the right shoulder down, and I'm just slowly, with this hand, pulling this leg over, feeling a stretch in the bum, and a little bit into that back as well. So just relax into it. let's come back to centre. Gently switch sides, so just starting with the left knee in, right leg lengthened, back in neutral, lengthen the leg and then pull the other leg in. Relax the neck and shoulders, tucking in the chin, breathing into it. Let's bring that knee, pull it across, but keep your hips down for now. And then left hand to the side, right hand on the knee, pull that knee across, looking over to the left. Gently relax. We're going to turn over onto our front. Alright, I'm going to have, let's do a little stretch actually. So I'm going to have my elbows underneath my shoulders and I'm just lengthening my neck. If this is uncomfortable on your lower back, just take your hands a bit further forward. So it's a back stretch. We're stretching the back. We're giving it a bend back the other way. Again, we don't want to collapse, we want to be strong even if your hands are forward. And you're getting a nice stretch in the tummy. And then can we bend a leg in as well? And release, and then another one. So it's called a double leg kick. It's actually the prep for the swan dive, which we're not going to do today, but it's getting the legs moving, it's getting the spine moving. Double kick, 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 and release. Kick, kick, and release. Kick, kick, and release. Kick, kick, and release. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And rest. Lovely. So I want to take the arms a bit wider and we're going to lie ourselves down, and I want to pick the feet up, open the knees and have your feet, the palms of your feet, the soles of your feet together. Not exactly, but that's the sort of feeling we're going for. And then I'm holding myself here. So again, if this is a little bit much on the lower back, let's just rest the head down. I want to squeeze my heels together and try and lift my knees and lower. Very small movement, probably can't even see it on there. Let's bring the knees into the bum, squeeze, lift. So you're really working these glutes. You can relax the neck down, squeeze, or if you're comfortable, you might have a little bit more range of mobility in that lower back. You can be sitting up, not sitting up, but lifted. Pull the tummy muscles in so you're not pressing into it. And if you find you can't lift your legs, just think of squeezing the heels, bring them into your bottom and release. Squeeze the heels, bring them in. Just think about lifting. Just have that feeling that you're gonna lift even if they don't lift. And if they do, lift them up and squeeze. Give me 3 more. Squeeze the tummy in, don't press on it. 2 more. 1 more. So I'm going to lift them up and hold, but I'm going to add upper body. Lift up and hold. Can we lift the upper body as well? Optional, so you keep your head down if you want. If you can, lift the knees, squeeze the heels, squeeze the elbows, squeeze the hands. Breathe. Squeeze the tummy, pull it in. 3 more. 2. And 1. Relax. Let's lift up. Let's stretch that lower back. Do a nice little stretch for our legs. So I'm going to come onto the knees. You might want just a bit more padding for your legs. I'm going to put my right foot forward. I'm going to lunge and push the hips forward. So I'm again tucking and tilting, pushing forward here. This foot can go as far forward as you want to, but you never want it to have it too far behind, otherwise you're going to put too much pressure on the knee. If you want to lunge forward and lower, you've got to scooch that foot forward. So you see where you're comfortable. Relax the shoulders. So this could be enough. I'm going to add a twist, so you don't probably want to go too low. So I've got my right leg here. I'm going to take my left hand just onto the knee, so I can just turn to the right and have a little rotation. Again, try not to twist and bring back, so keep lunging forward, small twist. So my right hand, again, this is optional. You could take it round the back, so the back of the hand in the small of the back. It's going to try and twist you around a bit more. And you're really feeling this stretch here. Now we've twisted into it as well. Then let's have a release for a second. I want to add on to that. So we've done this before. What I want to do is I'm going to tuck my foot under. It gives me a bit of stability. Again, it's up to you. Oh, my knees on this floor. You really need some padding. Push forward, twist again, and I'm going to reach the hand out and try and look for that foot. You might find you can reach that heel. Or not. That's it. Don't worry about reaching it, just stay here or here, whatever's working for you. Come back up. Whew. One more stretch. This time facing forward, but just take the left hand and reach up and over. And again, you're just arcing that body, taking this arm up, getting this lovely stretch. Just resting the hand. It's a slight twist to the side, slight bend. Oh, it really gives that a good stretch. This is usually very tight. Release, wonderful. Oh, switch sides. I'm going to give myself a bit more padding. My knees don't like this floor. Left foot forward, drive the hips forward, feeling that stretch in your right hip flexor. So you can lunge, and it's sort of feeling of lunging and lengthening, so you're really trying to get a nice lengthening through this upper back. Right hand on the right leg, look to the left and think of leaning into it. This hand, you can take it around the small of the back, it just sort of gives you a bit more twist. Little lunge, lean and lunge into it. Breathe, you've got to be nice and slow. This is a really deep stretch, you want to be gentle. Never force any stretches or go into something you don't feel you can hold. Take a release for a moment. So I'm going to put my foot here. I just find that helps to give me a bit more stability for twisting, but it might not be comfortable for you. So here we go again. This time I'm going to reach and point my fingers in the direction of that foot. Lean. Try not to come back into it. You want to lean back. Breathe. One more breath. Coming back up. Just the right arm. I want to relax my foot. Lift up and a slight lean over. Oh, this one almost feels like a relaxing stretch after that. We're going to do a little bit for our hamstrings. A couple of minutes and a little bit of relaxation. We've done ever so well today. So sitting on the bottom, legs out. So I'm going to take my right foot to my left thigh. Might look opposite on there, but just go with your right foot to your left thigh. Again, the further out your leg is, the harder it's going to be, so maybe start small. turn round towards the right, and then with your right arm make an arc and reach up and over. And we're trying to rotate the body and look upwards. This hand can just relax down. So it's like you're looking into the eye of your elbow, rotating, looking up. This isn't about bending over, it's about rotating up, getting a nice twist, feeling that stretch down the shoulder, down the waist and down into that hip. Lovely. Now we're going to rotate the body to face the leg and we're going to lean forward. So this is going to stretch the hamstring. Let's get some relaxing music on. Here we go. Let's lift, let's change sides. So left heel into the right thigh, turn to the left, reach the left arm up and over, looking into the eye of that elbow, reach. Again, rotate, trying to look up. Done a lot of twisting and stretching today, so it should feel nice in the back. Getting those glutes working as well. I love this one, I really feel it here, which is where I always get particularly tight there. This feels good. Let's release, turn the chest towards the leg, reach forwards. Relax the head and the neck, nose to the knee. So that says 324 calories. How good is that for Pilates? It's not an easy option. A lot of people say, what's Pilates like? It's just stretching, isn't it? I think not in my class. Ask my students, they're telling it. It isn't just a bit of stretching. Wonderful stuff. Okay, let's lie ourselves down. Let's cross our right leg over our left leg. Ankle on the knee, pick the legs up, pull through, reach, relax the neck, look side to side. Feeling that stretch in that glute, wonderful. Put the foot down, hands to the side, legs gently fall to the side. Keep the shoulders down, look to the right. Let's lift those legs, let's take them to the other side, keep that foot on the knee. And look over to the left, keep the left shoulder down. Let's come back to centre, get ourselves nice and centred. Let's take the left foot onto the right knee. Lift up, reach through, grab onto that leg, keep the neck relaxed, the shoulders relaxed, just gentle pull on that leg, feeling the stretch in your left hip. Let's have a little look side to side again, really release any tension in that neck. Back to centre with the head, foot down, arms to the side, let those legs fall over to the right. Keep the left shoulder down, look to the left. Wonderful. Let's lift those legs, gently, gently change sides, let them fall to the other side. Keep the right shoulder down, look to the right. One more breath. Let's come back to centre, let's find a position to have a moment of relaxation. Feet out, feet on the floor, whatever works for you. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, close the eyes. Thinking about your breathing, focus on your breath. Sensing the air come through the nostrils, the rib cage expand, rise and fall. Thinking about the face, there's no tension between the eyes, under the eyes. Breathe into it and let that tension leave the face. No tension around the jaw, the shoulders, let them relax, let the chest relax. Back to the shoulders, down the arms. Elbows are relaxed, the forearms, the fingers, the wrists. The lower back, the hips are open, the legs are relaxed, the knees and thighs and calves, the ankles are fallen to the side, the toes are relaxed. And just breathing in here. Spending a moment relaxing, enjoying this for yourself. Being present here, in this class, in this relaxation. And let's gently bring our awareness back to the breath. Breathing in through the nose, the rib cage expands and contracts. Let's have a little wiggle of the fingers and the toes, and gently look side to side with the head. Maybe circle those fingers, circle the wrists, and circle the fingers. Don't know how you circle fingers. And circle your wrists, and then bring your feet onto the floor, bend the knees. Let's stretch the arms above the head, maybe a little rock side to side with those knees. Bring those arms down, bring the knees into the chest, one at a time. A little rock from side to side, massaging that lower back. And let's roll over to the right hand side. Coming into child pose, keeping the eyes closed. And then opening the eyes, gently let the light in as you're looking down. And then gently face the front, face me. Coming into a comfortable position. I won't stand up, otherwise you'll chop my head off. Let's just have a little lengthen of the neck. And the other way. And then back to centre, breathing in and out. And in and out. Let's do one more breath in.